Okay, types of competitive strategies. We'll see these in depth and examples and all of that good stuff. But just to give you a nice overlook, we've got four main types of competitive strategies. And best way to remember these is with examples. And as I said, you'll see examples and descriptions and everything and traits and attributes for them. We've got cost leadership, differentiation, best cost, and focus or niche strategies. Let's kind of dive in and see what we got. Well, cost leadership strategy, my example for you here today is Amazon. Are you going to have to identify an example on the test? No, but it'll help you remember, right? If you just assign this in your mind and say, oh, cost leadership is Amazon, well, what does Amazon do? They cut costs to undercut competitors and drive them out. Many times it's the smaller businesses with weaker economies of scale who get their profitability cut. Right? Classic example, Amazon with diapers.com. They just started selling diapers significantly smaller until diapers.com had to close up shop because Amazon was selling these diapers at a much cheaper cost, and then they just bought up diapers.com. And yeah, that happens a lot. Amazon deliver your items well, but oh man, hurts the competition. When you have success with cost leadership, well, when buyers have significant bargaining power and can switch between sellers without friction, right? So if all of a sudden you make your goods much cheaper, then all of the customers out there will start buying from you. But if everyone's locked in, like all of a sudden, maybe T-Mobile's offering free cell service or super cheap cell service, but maybe everyone's locked into their existing contracts for a while. It that would be an example of not being able to switch between sellers without friction there. And all this stuff, you could see this as a sim, you could see this as multiple choice questions. I'd say more likely as a sim, just understanding examples. They might give you an example of a type of entity. They'll give you descriptors. It's not going to be a real life company, and you'll have to identify what strategy they use and the attributes with it. When do you fail with this strategy? Well, when you focus all your time on cutting out competitors rather than advancing your own products and your own company or technology, then you're probably going to fail. I mean, that being said, Amazon does both. They have technological advances and they cut out competitors. So take it as you will. You're not going to have a perfect example here, but I do my best to give one that most people here listening would know. If the strategy fails and the competitors remain, all the seller has really done is sell their products for less than it should have, and in this case, they've undermined their own profitability. So you really want to make sure that you can knock the competitor out of the market with this strategy. The differentiation strategy. Okay, well, we are going to use Apple for this example. And the seller creates the perception that their product is better than the competitors or actually does make their product better than the competitor. Now, I got to say, in my experience with Apple products, I mean, it goes both ways. I do enjoy a lot of their products while they are a little more expensive. I was a convert. I had to switch to Apple from my wonderful Google phone. If any of you have a Google phone, Pixel is a great phone. But the integration between all of them is great. However, there have been reports in the past of them putting weights in their earphones to make them feel more high quality and heavier. They just put were the products actually better? Some cases, no. In some cases, yes. Not here to get into that. Due to this perceived or actually superior product, the seller can command a higher price point. That's the differentiation strategy. Well, when do you have success with it? So if a customer views the product as superior and they are willing to pay a premium for it, either because they choose to or they feel societal pressures, right? Oh, if you don't have an iPhone, you're not going to get those blue messages and be added to a group. Oh, no, that's the societal pressures right there. But for whatever reason, if this superior product perception or actuality allows customers to choose you, then sure, you're going to have success there. And they need to view it as superior and they need to pay a premium for it. I mean, I view a Lamborghini as superior, but am I going to pay a premium for it? I mean, personally, I just won't. I'm not a car guy. Other of you might do so. Failure with differentiation. When do you fail here? If customer demand falls because the seller did not properly assess customer desires, the strategy will fail. Well, if people don't really want a fancy phone, then it's going to fail. I mean, the owners of BlackBerry, the CEO of BlackBerry, when Apple was starting to rise in popularity, they didn't really think that customers wanted a fancy phone with great functionality and a touchscreen. So they kind of just said, "Oh, Apple will just kill itself because it's going to, consume itself with overachievement and over advancing." And look where we are now. Less maybe you're watching this for years in the future. BlackBerry's made a insane comeback, and Apple is no longer in existence. So customers. So another instance in when you'd fail with this strategy is if customers are okay paying less for a product or service. So Costco's bulk quantity, lower prices, budget clothing stores, discount furniture. Yeah, me personally, I'm not looking for the nicest couch out there. I'll buy one from a discount furniture store. As much as I love Trader Joe's, and I do shop there a good amount. A lot of times, you're just buying some chicken, you're buying some broccoli, you're gonna buy it in bulk quantity from Costco. It's gonna be cheaper there. Different examples. Going to do my best to tie it in to real world. The best cost strategy. Well, here we will use the example of good old Walmart. All right, Walmart. If anyone's been to Fayetteville or Bentonville, I guess more so, Arkansas, great place there, wonderful place. Now, Walmart is uses best cost strategy, which is a combination of cost leadership and differentiation. Customers benefit from higher quality products at decent prices. The Walmart has fantastic economies of scale and distribution, which allow it to sell both generic and branded products at low prices. Yes, you can find generally the products will be good at Walmart. I mean, you're not going to find products as good as a high-end retail store, but I mean, all the products for the cost they are, they're pretty high quality. And when is Walmart going to see success with this cost strategy? Well, when customers or consumers do not want generic products and prefer brands. However, they are still price sensitive, right? So Walmart's got a lot of brands. I know obviously it has its own store brand. This is the general consensus on best cost strategy. When you have failure with best cost strategy, well, again, this strategy is a combination of cost leadership and differentiation. So if you try to do two things at once and you end up not doing either of them well, you might lose to other customers, to other firms, which those other customers and want to pursue a company that follows just one of the strategies. This is an example of when you'd have a failure in this best cost strategy. Now we have specification, the niche or focus strategy. A couple different ways to say it. No worries, you'll um, be prepared to say any of those. Here we're going to use Tesla or luxury brands. Now, I know Tesla's a developing company and very much might change in the future, but I just choose Tesla because it is viewed as more of a luxury car. It's a niche car. It's super different from what's out there. You're watching this in the future and all of a sudden we're all driving electric cars. I get it, but you see what I'm getting at with this example. Luxury brands as well. We've got high-end bags, high-end jewelry. So, in the beginning of Tesla's operations, there was only a niche market for electric vehicles. Again, that market is growing more and more each year. So, I'm just using this example of Tesla in, let's say, 2016. These were environmentally conscious consumers in larger cities with the proper infrastructure to support them. Super niche, super focused to environmentally conscious, large cities, proper infrastructure. When do you have success with this strategy? Well, when there's a large enough demand for the product, the niche product, and that Tesla has enough resources to produce the cars. What's the benefit of the strategy is you generally don't have much competition. However, it is so niche that it might be hard to shift if customer demand and wants change. When do you have failure with the strategy? Well, if Tesla's product is easy to copy, the company will struggle. The market for EVs is constantly changing, so only time will tell. However, Tesla's done I'd say, a pretty good job to cement itself as the de facto luxury electric car vehicle, and they've also um, made their cars more affordable, so that increases their access. But it still is niche by the fact that it is the majority of the market is still combustion engine, gasoline cars. That's a good example of a niche or focus strategy through Tesla. Staying with me, stay alive, stay alert. You're doing well. Hey there! Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material? We'll do it together. Tap into the power of CPA.Examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.